Good morning, all you lovely people. Um, Today we are talking about mental health, especially for men because I'm a guy, and I feel like mental health for men isn't taken seriously or uh, at least taken as seriously as they should be, and even suicide awareness. And there's really no way to like ease into this. So yeah, uh, I don't even know how to start this. There's no easy way to get into it, so we're just gonna get into it. Around 8 years ago, I did not want to be alive anymore. Let's talk about it. Um, 8ish years ago, so like 2014, maybe 2013, but let's just say 2014. A lot of shit was going on. And again, as always, I'm not going to get specific. I'm not here to call people out. I'm not here to get people in trouble. I mean, I'm not here to protect people either, but it's not worth again specific. And I'm here to relate to people who have been in similar situations, whether it be better or worse. So yeah, 2014, a lot of shit was going on in my life, and not only my life, but other people's lives around me. Uh, some people handle things better than others. Um, and I guess I was seen as somebody who can't handle stuff. Or, maybe, as I've been told, just being immature, being childish, this, that, and the third. But yeah, a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously, a lot of stuff led up to it. As not everybody knows, but people know that when I was younger, I was physically abused, and as I got older, and bigger and stronger and smarter, the physical abuse necessarily wasn't there anymore, but the mental abuse, the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse was still there, and continue to come. And the biggest thing that got to the point of around 2014 where I just didn't want to be here anymore is that abuse seems to not be cared about. Somebody can be treated poorly, be treated just terribly, and that's fine. You just can't say anything about it. You can't make it public. You can't let people know that that's what's going on. Um, so then it's crazy because, unfortunately, maybe you wait. You're scared to say something. You're scared to tell people, and then eventually, once you do, you can't hold it in anymore. You're called a liar. You're overreacting. You're being childish. You're being immature. Whatever it is, and then it just makes you feel crazy, right? Um, and yeah, I mean, it gets to the point where you know what you've been through, and you try to tell people, and it's like talking to a brick wall. Um, they don't believe you, or they know what happened, but that can't get out. That's a bad look. That's a bad image, and they make you seem crazy. And they continue to treat you like you're a worthless piece of shit. Um, I mean, really, and I'm trying to do this as respectfully and vaguely as possible. Um, but yeah, man. So 2014, a bad time for me, and obviously, I'm very glad that nothing ever happened. I'm very glad that I was able to get out of where I was mentally, and eventually, honestly, physically. To this day, I've distanced myself from people, and throughout the years, I've distanced myself from people that have treated me poorly, been one of those people to treat me negatively, and then go around to tell everybody that I'm the problem, I'm the issue. Because that's my biggest thing. I mean, if you're treated so poorly, and then you're being told by others that, oh, you're just being dramatic, you're lying, you're just this, that, and the third. If you've never had the feeling, the thought of not wanting to be here, I mean, just think about it. Think about being treated so poorly, but everybody else doesn't care, or they don't believe you, or they just call you a liar. What's the point of living, right? I mean, you're being treated like that, and everybody's saying you're the problem. So why even be here? Again, to this day, I'm very happy that I got out of where I was mentally. Because as I say in a lot of my videos, I love life and I love being here. It is amazing. But back then, I didn't feel that way, and it wasn't just that time frame. You know, it was as I continued to grow up, as I continued to get older. There were times where that abuse would come back, whether again it was physical, mental, emotional, verbal, whatever it was. It never really left. And, you know, I would try to continue to work on things, build relationships, fix relationships. And maybe it was even a mutual fix with people. Maybe we were both trying to fix things and get better with things when it comes to like relationships with people. But sometimes people can't be changed. Sometimes people will treat you shitty no matter what. And honestly, no amount of gifts, no amount of money, no amount of fake, fake love on social media, uh, no amount of that can fix, how one's been treated. So, that's my thing, you know, and maybe nobody really cared because, you know, I'm a guy. And like I say, you know, men's mental health isn't really taken seriously. And look, I mean, this isn't a cry for help or a cry for attention, because look, I'm good. I'm fine. I love life. I love being here. I'm not seeking help or anything. If anything, this is a call, if you want to call it a cry. That's a call, a cry, me seeking something. It's for respect. It is for respect of my decisions. You know, like I said, I distance myself. It's not worth being put through abuse and then expected to, you know, kiss ass so that, you know, everybody thinks everybody's amazing and have great relationships. It's not worth that, man. So I don't ask that people like my decisions of distancing myself, but I ask that they respect it. Um, it's that simple. A big thing with this, and a big part of what I think got me through that 2014 you know, timeline is I was sent to therapy. Um, I was sent to therapy, and I think I had a great therapist. I have no complaints. I stopped going because it got to the point where, you know, I felt like I got everything I needed to get out, and I heard everything I needed to hear. Um, and me kind of talking through things with somebody made me realize that I'm not crazy. I'm not the problem. Um, so it got to the point where, you know, it wasn't doing anything else for me. But I am all for therapy. I'm all for people trying therapy, going to therapy. I'm all for it. And it's a shame that people are against it. They don't believe in it. They don't think it does anything. Because those same people seem to be the ones that calls people to go to therapy. Um, Look, I'm trying to do this as vaguely as possible, man. So I'm sorry for any of the pauses. Um, Therapy, good thing. Um, God, I don't want to get specific. So look, my biggest thing is no matter how much you want to have a relationship with somebody, no matter how much people expect you to have a relationship with somebody, if they treat you like shit, can't admit they treat you like shit, go around telling people that, you know, you're making it up, you're lying, you're the one that treats them like shit, it's not worth it, man. And the second you distance yourself, a huge weight will be lifted off your shoulders. Um, you know, this year I think I've been the happiest I've ever been this year because one, I'm getting married this year. I'm getting married in a few months, and I'm very excited. Um, but also this year, man, I've really done stuff that is best for myself, and I feel like I've really opened up a lot of doors for myself. With Black Sheep, you know, Black Sheep came out this year finally. And I've been expanding it. You know, first it was the clothing line, now I'm doing the podcast. Um, I love it, and I appreciate everybody that's been supportive of it. And it's crazy because, you know, the people that aren't supportive of it are the ones that claim that I'm the one who's over dramatic, childish, immature, this, then the third. But I mean, everything's out there, man. Everything's out there. You guys can see who's supportive of me. You guys can see who's around in my life. Um, so I mean, let's go back to the first topic that was at hand, and that was, you know, the suicide awareness. No matter how badly somebody treats you, and I look, it's a lot easier said than done, but I am so happy that I am still here. And I'm so happy that I'm living the life I'm living. Honestly, it's not, I don't do great when it comes to money. I don't have like an amazing job. I don't live an amazing life, but it's my life and I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm appreciative of everybody who's involved in my life. Moral of the story, man, no matter how many people or how much one person, whatever it is, no matter how poorly they treat you, just distance yourself, man. Fuck other people if they say, "Oh, life's too short to distance yourself. Life's too short to uh, not talk to people." Yes, life is short. Life might be too short to not talk to people, but life's also too short to take disrespect, to take abuse. And whether you believe it's happening or not, if somebody's on that breaking point of not wanting to be here anymore because of other people, well, what would you rather them do? What would you rather? Let's take me, for example. Again, getting into this year, I was getting into a very dark place again. I felt it coming. I don't think I was there yet, but I felt it coming, and I distanced myself from people. I saw the disrespect coming back towards me. I saw the disrespect spreading towards my fiance and my stepson. I don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. So, what would you rather happen? Would you rather force me to have a relationship with people and get back to that breaking point and then next thing you know, I'm not here anymore because of it? Or would you rather me distance myself, be happy, live a happy life? I mean, I feel like there shouldn't really be a choice between one or the other. I feel like the answer is obvious, but unfortunately it's not to people. Um, it's a shame. But with that, again, I'm trying to do this as vaguely as possible. So, moral of the story, live your life. Seriously, fuck other people, man. It comes to the black sheep name. People think so differently of me and think so negatively of me because of my tattoos, of me not finishing school, of when I used to dye my hair, now that I shave my head, my piercings, that I grow out my beard. So many just little things, and it just seems like it's because it's what I do. If somebody else does it, it's fine. But since it's what I do, it's not okay. And look, it's as simple as this. I am me. I would be me no matter what I looked like, no matter what I did, I would be me. I would have the same morals, I would have the same work ethic, I'd have the same beliefs. Just because I have tattoos doesn't make me any less of a person. So if you don't like me, if you don't like something I'm doing, don't say it's oh, well his tattoos, this that whatever. I am me. So if you don't like something I'm doing, don't say, oh, well his tattoos, his piercings, he didn't finish school. Just say you don't like me, man. It's that simple. Uh, and I love me, and you should too. Not love me. Well, if you love me, that's cool. But love yourself. Um, I mean, I think that's it. I mean, really, I'm not gonna get specific, but if anybody watches this and saying, "Oh, I'm just being childish. I'm being overdramatic. I'm being whatever the fuck it is," I don't need to give you specific examples. I don't need to give you proof. I have it. Maybe one day it'll be shared. But that day's not today. I'm not here to get anybody in trouble. I'm not here to call anybody out. I'm also not here to protect anybody. It's just, when the time comes, the time comes. Um, but look, if you want to say you don't believe me, I made a video. One of my podcasts. Well, I made two videos. I made a video about 6 years ago. I made a podcast a couple weeks ago about an abusive relationship I was in with a girl I was dating. And part of that video was talking about how even though it came out what happened to me in that relationship, and I asked people to defriend this person on Facebook, to this day, there are still people that are supposed to be here for me, supposed to be caring about me, and claim to care about me, but they're still friends with that person on Facebook. So, I mean, think about that. Again, I'm not getting specific, but you can't really call me a liar when literally two of my abusers are friends on Facebook, even though I asked one of them to delete the other one. But hey, it's me. I'm being I'm being childish, right? With that being said, moral of the story. I feel like I've said this so many times. Love your life. Live your life. Love yourself. Um, if distance is needed, do it. It's not worth you not being here. Um, I think that's it. So next week we're gonna be on a little more of an upbeat thing. Next week we're gonna talk about the food service. I worked at a deli for a few years. I loved it. I mean, the food service it made me realize that like working in food service was not for me. Um, but I definitely gained respect for the people in the food business. I had some great times. I had some great experiences, some wild experiences. I met cool people. There's definitely parts of it I miss. So next week we're going to talk about respecting people in the food business because they deserve respect. And I feel like a lot of the time it's not given. So with that being said, stay beautiful. Don't judge people. Don't be a dick. And peace out, Girl Scouts.